Today I'm really looking forward to doing the review of the Blackhawk tactical handbag, and these come in 3 different colors: the Coyote Tan that you see here, and there is also a foliage green and a black. And the black I find a little bit too tactical, but if it works for you, that's fine. But I really like this Coyote Tan color, and the green is nice as well. I have one for a while, but I've been using this very often, a couple times a week for the past year. I would say it's a 3-season bag that I'm going to use when I go out walking, or if I'm just traveling. I love to grab this bag. It has everything in it that I need, and I'm going to go through the items that I use in here and the features of the bag. And so join me in the review of the Blackhawk tactical handbag. Alright, so it's made of 1000 denier nylon, ripstop, really nicely made. Right off the bat, I'll say that this bag goes around 60 bucks. You could probably find it somewhere between 50 and 60 or so. Really good value for the money. I've tried a lot of different bags, and this bag here has all I need in a relatively small package. It's 294 cubic inches, so it holds quite a lot for its 1 pound of weight. It's only 16 ounces empty, so you're not adding a lot of weight for the bag itself. I'll be doing a review of my Wilson leather bag. For those of you who are dressed up or going to tourist or shopping in the mall or something, you want to be a little bit less obtrusive than the Blackhawk bag, or a tactical, semi-tactical looking bag. And this is the Wilson leather, and I got this one first. It weighs a lot more. It weighs 2 pounds, I think, instead of 1 pound. So you got a little more weight, but it has a lot of pockets, and I'll be going over this one as well. And if you're dressed up or something, this one looks less out of place than something like this, which is great for all the other occasions. So we'll be doing a review of this as well. Really nice bag. I get compliments on that one all the time. Well, for about 15 years, the fanny pack, all through the 80s and mid-90s or up to 2000 or so, nobody looked twice at a fanny pack. And I used to carry one years ago, something like this. And this fanny pack, people didn't look at it too much, but this was a tactical one. It actually has a special pocket for a handgun. But now these are sort of out of place, and people are going to notice this more. The handbag in our culture is for men in Europe for quite a while, but here in America, it would be noticeable more. But with the TV shows like 24 with Jack Bauer always having a mail bag with him, and now in Big Bang Theory, Leonard and Sheldon are carrying mail bags all the time. People don't notice them that much anymore, so you can just carry this and not be looking out of place, and depending on the color that you buy and so forth. Alright, so continuing on with the features, the bottom of the bag itself is rubberized. So you can set it down and then wash it if it gets dirty or something. The inside interior is rubberized as well with a waterproof protection. But even so, I carry a plastic bag to put this in if it's really raining hard and I'm stuck outside. Just want to say that I carry this when I go for long walks, urban mostly. I live semi-rural, but walking to town and so forth, just walking around for the day. This bag is with me 3 seasons out of the year. In the winter, it's just too cold here in Maine. It could be 0 degrees out. I'm just not walking far in that kind of temperature, so I don't use this too much in the winter, which it is right now. But the other 3 seasons, so I'm going to change the contents a little bit depending on the season. And I'll go over the things that I like to carry in here and the capabilities. But we'll go through the features inside out right now. So it has a really nice rubberized handle, so you can just grab it and carry it like this for, little short carries, just to carry the bag before you put it on. In the back is a ID holder with Velcro, so this comes right off. And usually if I don't have anything in here, I'll just take it off to lessen the weight. It doesn't weigh that much, but everything adds up. What do they say? Ounces equals pounds and pounds equals pain. So I try to keep as much weight as possible off the bag itself. But this is acrylic. It's really nice. It's waterproof. So you put your put ID in there. You could put business cards in there. And that just comes right off. Just like that. So I keep that off often. And in the back here is a very large pocket here with a really nice keeper on the zipper. Really well made zipper is made out of plastic. And inside here is just one big pocket. And what I did was I put a liner of cardboard in there because I often carry a single stack 9mm handgun in here. If it's summertime, I'm wearing shorts and just a light shirt. And I want to have a gun on me. All I got to do is throw my thin gun in here. And with the cardboard, it doesn't print so much on the nylon. Otherwise, you know, it's going to look like that. You're going to see stuff on there. So I put the cardboard, it weighs almost nothing, and in here. On the inside of the pouch, on the back inside wall, there's a Velcro attachment for a holster or something, and you could put a handgun inside, which I've done before. But the problem with that is it's a lot less easily accessible. You're going to have to open this up, open the bag, reach inside, and it's a lot more cumbersome to do that. If I'm someplace where I think might be dangerous, all I got to do is just open the zipper, and this is right next to me, and I could actually have my hand in there, or all I have to do is reach in and I'm ready to go. You know, so I like that better. Alright, on the outside also you're going to notice that there's a sort of a name patch section here. And this is just the keeper so things don't get stuck to it. But you take the cover off, then you've got Velcro underneath there. And you could put a name tag or your name on there, or whatever you want to put on there. It's a really nice touch. It's got a really good clip here to hold the major pouch there. There's two pockets on the outside which I use all the time, very helpful. One is right here, and there's a net one here which I have water in right now. So what I do is I check the weather, and if it looks like rain is coming, I'll take this umbrella. I want to make sure rain's coming because it's I think it's a half a pound or something, so it does add a lot of weight. But if it's gonna rain, that's really good to have. If it's perfectly enough pocket. This is one of the miniature tote umbrellas. Very useful, very small, relatively light for what it does. Really like that a lot, and that fits in there. If it's not going to rain, what I do is I put 16-ounce bottle of water or 24 in there, and then I'll have another bottle of water here. And if it's in the hot summertime, you can't have enough water. This one I go through fairly fast, and then I'll throw that in my back pocket. If I am carrying the umbrella on that side, I keep a big bottle of water here, and I put the little one in my pocket. And then I try to replenish the water while I'm out. So this pocket is great for the water. Very useful pockets. Alright, so let's go inside. So you open it up, and there's what it looks like on the inside. Alright, on the top is a really useful zipper pocket if you want easy access and a bunch of little items. It's really good for organizing that. Now we'll go over the contents after I show you the features. So then there's a really rigid support here that supports the handle and makes it a rigid top. As you can see, there's clips that are removable for the shoulder strap, and the shoulder strap is adjustable. Now, as you can see here, you can adjust the length exactly how you want it. I usually carry it on the left or right hand side. I switch back and forth as I'm walking to ease the stress on my shoulder. And it has a nice shoulder pad which moves, so it's really easy to shift the bag around. I usually keep it right behind my hip, like in the kidney area, and that makes it really nice for carry. If I'm around a lot of people, I'm worried about pickpockets or something, then I'm going to keep it a little bit closer to my side. But that works really well, as long as you keep the weight, you know, under 4 or 5 pounds. Fully loaded without the water, I'm looking at about 2.5 pounds loaded with items. Of course, if I have a gun in it and a bunch of water, then I'm approaching, you know, 4 pounds, something like that. But once you get over that, close to 5, and now you're going to get a little bit more strain on the shoulder. Alright, so that's the outside. Back to the inside. So we have a zippered net pocket here. There's a couple loops here that you can keep a glow stick or a mag light or a flashlight or something. But I find that the mag light just doesn't fit. It goes in there really easily, but it's too loose, it falls right out. So I wouldn't trust a mag light in there. But anything thicker than that mag light, and you're going to be nice and tight in there. And here I have a Executive Elite Surefire tactical flashlight. This is going to get me out, you know, up to 100 feet probably. It's really good for lighting up vast areas or further down in feet. Easy to put on as long as you put it in here first and then in here. It's not going to slide all the way through. These are really tight, but that's perfect. That's not going anywhere. On the front we have little pockets and stuff. On the inside we have a removable one and a big cavity, and we'll go through that. So let's go start from here, and I'll tell you what I like to keep in the bag as I take my walks and go different places for a day, for example. All right, first off we have a little flashlight. So a tactical flashlight is very bright, it gets hot, and only the runtime is only like 2.5 hours. So you don't want that on all the time, and that's where this comes in. So if you're looking in at a case in a store, you can't see behind in the glass case, or you just get stuck in a stairwell, or if emergency happens and all the lights go out, and you're stuck in a building or something, this light is going to light your way to get out. You know, it has no problem up to like 20 feet. It'll light up a stairwell or something. It's just not going to light up an entire room or something. But perfect for what it does. It's made by Browning, and it's called the Microblast. And this is like $20, a little bit expensive, but it only takes one AAA battery. Really nice to have it. And when I'm not carrying the bag, I throw in it. I have 2 of these, and I throw it in my pocket. Always have something with me as far as a light. All right, so that's the flashlight. And here we have a pen. Fits perfectly in there. This is just a camouflage fine point, really nice pen. And here I keep a notebook. You know, you get stuck somewhere, it's an emergency situation, you have a lot of time on your hands, you just want to keep notes. You don't want to rely on an electronic device because, you know, let's face it, batteries die and or water damage. This is going to be great for keeping notes. I used to keep a notebook more something like this. You know, and that fits perfectly too if you like these spiral bound ones. The only thing is I find with these is really flimsy paper, and these rip out really easily. So if I want to keep a record or something permanently, I just don't like these. And I recently discovered these by Westford, and I just love them. Really strong notebook, not too heavy, and it fits perfectly in there. In this pocket here, oh, and also a cell phone or something would fit in here if you don't want a notebook. My cell phone I keep in my pocket on my person. So we have some Purell hand sanitizer in here. And, you know, you're in the city, you meet people that you know, and you shake their hands and whatever. I mean, this is going to prevent getting a cold or flu or something. It really is beneficial. I just started that. All right, so let's go up in the net pocket here. All right, so in the net pocket, a lot of survival items in here and things that are really useful. So we got a miniature lighter. Ever get stuck in the woods, we got a compass. You never know, end of world scenario, you're stuck out away from home, at least you got something for fire and for getting around. I keep it in this little plastic so it doesn't get scratched up, the lens. A USB drive, just started doing this. It weighs nothing. What is it, 0.1 ounce, not even. And you can keep pictures on here or just use it for bringing home documents or something. Paper clips, I threw a couple in here. You never know when you need a piece of metal like this. You could shape it into whatever you want. It could be a lock pick. But I use it because my watches have adjustments, little micro adjustments here. And it's really hard to find something that'll fit in there. And these will fit in there, and you could push the pin and move that around. Because a lot of times when you walk, your wrists are going to swell up, your watch might get tight, and that really helps with that. Alright, so moving on, we have a knife sharpener. I always carry a knife or two on my person, and this is going to keep your knife sharp. This only weighs 0.1 ounce, or 0.2 ounces. Really nice. Throw a knife sharpener in there. Bunch of Band-Aids. I don't have a whole first aid kit in here, just a bunch of Band-Aids. That's, you know, I cut my finger sometimes, that's what is very useful. Swiss Army knife. Yeah, you're looking at 5 ounces, a little bit more weight, but there's, you know, the whole MacGyver thing. You got so many tools in here. This is going to solve a lot of problems in this one little package. Highly recommend doing something like that. A spare AAA battery for the little flashlight. I'm not carrying batteries for this one. The weight starts coming up with those CR2s or whatever's in here, CR23s. It's just too much weight, and I'm not going to use that enough to want to keep that going. The runtime is just too short for the weight of the batteries. So I'd rather throw another AA in there or something and to put more of those. Alright, so that's the net pocket. Okay, moving right along. Alright, so now we have inside the bag. Inside the bag, there's a key ring here. You can throw your keys on there. But what I put on here, I like keeping the keys on my belt loop on a like a carabiner type thing. So what I put on here was a whistle. And it has 4 things on here. For very lightweight, it's like 0.2 ounce as well. It's under an ounce, really light, but it has a thermometer. There's a magnifying glass in here. You pull that out. It's like an 8 times magnifying glass if you want to look at something really fine, or if you want to start a fire. That's another way of doing that. It's got a compass that actually works, and this is made by Minn Kota. And the whistle is really loud. I just tried it the other day, unfortunately indoors, and my ears were ringing for like a half hour. So it's very, very loud, and it hurt my ears, so I'm saying that it's probably 125, 130 decibels or more. So that works really well, lightweight. I also keep tissues in here, and I have Altoids and a little tiny thing. The Altoid tin is too big. I actually use my Altoid tins for survival packs, and this is my wood survival tin. Watch my review, I'll be doing one of this. But anyway, I put them in this little plastic container in case you got to meet somebody or whatever. Chapstick for the colder weather, which it is right now. And since it's winter, I have these really thin, lightweight gloves. It's not going to keep your hands really warm in freezing cold weather, but it will allow you to walk and swing your arms because your hands won't be freezing in marginal weather. And it's worth the extra tiny bit of weight for that. In the back here, since it's winter, I have a emergency blanket. It weighs just an ounce or so, but it reflects your heat back to you. It's not even in the way, so I just keep it in there. The other 3 seasons I don't. You know, from mid-fall to early spring, that'll be in here. And then here's the Velcro backing, and that's in case you want to attach something to here, especially a holster or something. That works really well. And plenty of room in here for other stuff. You know, it's not even filled up now with other things, but these are the essentials, and I could add depending on the day and where I'm going. Okay, this pouch in the center here is removable. It has snaps. You can just snap that right out, take it out. I like to keep it in there. It makes a divider between the back and the front, easier to find things. And inside here is where I keep food. So if you think about it, look what I have here. I got food, water, light, fire, navigation, all sorts of things in this pack, you know, for just a couple pounds. I love it. I mean, I almost don't go anywhere without it. It's a really nice bag to have. So inside here I keep a plastic bag. In case it's a downpour, I can get this, even though it's waterproof, the nylon is still going to soak up water, and the inside is rubberized. But I want to protect the whole thing, so I got a bag I can throw this in. And then I could actually put the bag upside down, put the loops through the bag, and actually wear it on my shoulders still with that. But I make sure I always have like a Nutrigrain bar or something, but definitely Ritz peanut butter crackers. There's 200 calories here. That'll keep you going, you know, and walking. So I throw a couple of these. They're very light. And then I always have a Cliff Bar in here. And the Cliff Bar has 250 calories. This is blueberry crispy. There's all different flavors. And emergency meal. I'll try to eat when I'm out, but if I'm stuck somewhere and I'm not eating, I'll have some energy. And this way I can walk back home again or my destination. So the center pocket is for food. Alright, let's see if I missed anything. I think that about covers it. Highly recommended. I love this bag. I'm thinking about getting one in a different color just as a backup in case they never make them or something, because I really like it a lot. Mostly, you know, these big pockets on the outside for water. And if you think about it, when you're out walking around, for me anyway, the most important things here are comfort, water, food, and the items I'm going to need when I'm out. A lot of these I may never need, only in an emergency, but a lot of them I use, you know, I use all the time. Like the Swiss Army knife and the water. The Swiss Army knife has tweezers. You get a splinter. Sometimes I'm doing woods walking within the city on parks, and we have walking trails. And you know, you get a splinter or something. The Swiss Army knife has tweezers and it has a toothpick for emergencies. So, yep. So highly recommend the Blackhawk tactical handbag, also known as just the Blackhawk bag. Highly recommended. I love this thing. I can't recommend it enough. And of course, your items might be different. Use your imagination and the things you need when you're out. Think about when you're out and, oh, I wish I had this. Well, a bag like this will carry whatever you need within the weight and size constraints. Almost 300 cubic inches. You could really carry a lot in here. If you never carried a mail type bag before, this is a little bit smaller. But if you've never carried a bag before, you might be hesitant and say, oh, I'm not the kind of person that can carry a bag. But once you carry it for a while and you get used to it, you're comfortable yourself. People see you're comfortable with it, and it doesn't really attract attention. And that's the way I look at it. So, all right, so there you have it, the black tactical handbag. And as always, thank you for watching Survival Guns.